The soul in you, like, basically is like a black hole that can absorb anything. The soul experiences every single thing that the human body goes through. It just doesn't give a shit about good, bad, up, down, hot. It doesn't care about the relativity. It's here for all the experience. That's what it wants, because the soul in itself is just a form of energy. It can't feel, like, we can't smell, it can't taste. That's the whole point of having this human vessel. I had this dream 3 days ago where my car, I'm, at this party at my house. It's a beautiful sunny day. All of a sudden it starts snowing. I move my car into the garage. When I go to open it later, the windshield's gone and the whole inside of the car is just icy white and snow covered. Afterwards, like, I wake up, and it keeps, if the dream keeps ringing in my head and I can really remember it, I will literally sit and meditate, go to the universe. What the fuck did that mean? Instantly, I got that fucking voice where it was just like, what do you use that van for? I was like, it's the vehicle that takes, and I just stopped. I was like, so it's the vehicle, like your human body is your vehicle, like you transport your body, and they're like, your soul is transported in this vehicle. What was inside of it? It was just snow everywhere and ice. They're like beautiful, light, white snow, like is always talked about, like Christ talks about. When you become an actualized individual, you shall be pure as snow. Yeah. So the vehicle is now pure as snow on the inside. Every single person in your dream that will be as close to you as possible, but it's never anybody except part of you. It's a part of your psyche that you're embodying in something else that's relatable to it. So God shows me basically that vehicle that you have is now pure white as snow, and I'm like, I don't feel like that. A couple days later, I have a dream of me rescuing my fucking inner child. Day after that, I have this out of nowhere impromptu basically therapy session with a psychologist friend where the breakthrough happens. We're at the end of it. I am sitting there and I literally felt like that last wall was ripped off and that fucking soul was finally, it's like, because each one of those layers of our ego, it's like you start to peel that garbage off, and it's like light can shine through solid objects, you just don't see it because it blocks so much of it, but the energy's still getting through. So that's why, like, you have those people where you're like dark and just dense people, and then you have those people that are like light as a feather. I just feel amazing being around. They have less walls. Their light is shining through. Their beautiful energy shining through better.
It's funny you say that. I've never thought of a dream that way, and it's funny you say that because I've been having a lot of, well, when you said like the dream is like an embodiment of a part of yourself.
Yes.
And I've been having this dream, and I kept asking myself, why is it Grant Cardone? Like, I wasn't even watching much of his videos at the time. Like, I wasn't anything. But it was him, because I symbolize him with someone who's reaching their full potential, is doing everything they should be, is to the point of what I want to be. And I've had multiple dreams of me telling him, like, I want to be like you so bad. And he was like, you just got to do it. Like, just do it. Go for it. Like, you can do this. You just have to do it. You know how to do it. Do it.
There's an idea that Jordan Peterson says when people ask Jordan Peterson, do you believe in God? His response is, this is the way I see it. God to me is, imagine yourself as an individual, and imagine you at your highest, fullest, the best that you could ever be. And I mean, like, set that way the fuck up there. So it's so high, you might think you could never reach it. But there's that version of you out there that we all have of, this is my potential of who I could actually really be.
Yeah.
Create that character, envision him, become him. There's meditations that are based around this where you literally, like, in the meditation, you envision physically in what home you'd have, what car, what surroundings. Start to feel what it would feel like if you had all these things. And when you get that vision out there, then literally in the meditation, walk into that being and embody that and feel what it would feel like to have that. Your dream, to me, what I'm hearing is, you are talking to that version of you that you know you can be, and you're saying, I want to be like you, and he's like, you can be me.
And the thing also about it was, when I was telling him this, he would say, like, you can be me, but, like, are you gonna do it? Because it's that part of me that's, like, still questioning, like, am I really gonna have I really sold out? Am I really doing all that I know I should be doing? And that's like something that I wrote that dream down. I had 2 or 3 of them. I wrote it down in my journal, and I was like, this is something you need to pay attention to. Like, this is someone I really look up to is saying, like, are you really gonna do it? Like, you know what you have to do. You know, this is what you could be like me. You can become like me. You can do it. You don't. It's not a lack of intelligence or whatever.
Yes.
But are you going to sell out and do everything you should do, and, you know, release that old life that you have attached to you? And it's weird because when I say that, I almost like feel it on my back. Like, I like feel it like inside of me. That's like, it's like this ball that like holds on to me. And like, I feel like I just need to like release it. But, and this is something I did want to ask you, like, how do you get that final release? Like, I feel it there. I know what it is. I know all my, like, the limitations I set on myself. I've dug deep enough to now see what it is and see what I need to attack and address and fix. But just for you, like, what helps you just have that release finally?
It's the answer you do and don't want. You're on the exact path of how to do that. The fact that you are even saying it and recognizing it means you're on the path. The one beef that I still have is God's fucking timing and my timing for shit are never on the same timeline. Ever. And that's part of it, where it's just teaching that patience and that understanding. But nowadays, now that I've gotten to this point,
it's like,
it's pretty much synced up. That timeline is right there, where even there's times where I've literally sat down, I'm like, God, chill out. I'm trying to just keep up with all the awesome shit happening right now. It's a little crazy. And he will. It's like, all right, see, you said you wanted all this. This is what it looks like when it all starts coming rolling in. But you're doing everything. It's the journaling. It's huge. But another huge one is meditation, which I know you've gotten into. We live in the most amazing age because you can look up specific meditations for the specific things that you're trying to release, and guided ones. There's one that I would listen to all the time. That's exactly what it was. You, in this meditation, you envision that weight that you were talking about. It's a backpack on you. It's all your shit, all your hang-ups, all your insecurities, your fears, your resentments, whatever it is, all that shit. In the meditation, they make you like basically go through like you're dragging this 1,000-pound weight along with you. And then you get to this point where it's like, all right, now the weight's becoming too much. You're buckling, you're crumbling, you're falling to your knees. There's this hot air balloon right ahead of you. Just pick up, drag that thing if you have to, do whatever. Dump it into that hot air balloon. Watch it float. And it's like, it's just the visualization of the more I visualize and begin to see myself releasing these things, the more that my programming, my subconscious programming that's holding on to them is getting new programming put in of, I know we've been doing this for so long this way. I know I'm the one who programmed you to act like this and do it in a loving way, because we get so frustrated with ourselves, but it's literally like beating up yourself. So it's the idea that we all have that darkness within us. It's just to what level is ours actually at. So that darkness is looking in at all those insecurities, all those fears, all those doubts, all those worries, the parts of me, but you're already at that place where when you're seeing them, you're already starting to combat them. But shadow work is going in and looking at that part of yourself that it has the insecurity and has the fear and has the doubt, the parts of you can look back and you did things, you're like, oh my God, like cringeworthy shit, like I can't believe I did that to somebody. Like those are still in you. Those are part of it. It's all those little things that create this bag of shit. And that's what I mean, like with the walls, another metaphor for it is all those things, they become garbage that piles up on top of that light within you. And the more you start to journal about those insecurities, those things, you're pulling layers of the garbage off. Now, at the bottom of everybody's layer of garbage is that thing that started it all, that first wall, that first thing. The more you start pulling off the layers you do know, it naturally reveals the next layer. It's just it's the exact same thing as the next step in your path. When you just take the action, move forward, lays itself out. As you pull off the things you know about, the things that are underneath it now have room to breathe, so they can begin to surface and bring themselves up. You keep peeling those back, and you'll know throughout time, holy shit. I was sober for almost 4 years before I realized that I was sexually assaulted as a 7-year-old. That's how buried under the shit it was. I spent years pulling that garbage off through the program, working away, and obviously mine was really bad. So if the worse it is, the more we pile on top of it. So it's like your journey could be in 2 months you've pulled enough garbage out to reveal. And then there's also different characteristics and types of people. You could be the type of person who, when it's revealed, you're like, oh, here it is, I'm gonna go through these stages, and in a week you could be done with it. So my journey is no one else's journey, but the process is everybody's process.